Every morning is a blank page. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you made yesterday or how much noise surrounds you. What you choose to say to yourself upon waking can shape how you see the world and how you respond to it. Confucius taught that true change begins within, in the thoughts we nurture and the words we repeat. These are not magic phrases. They are profound reminders, seeds of virtue that, when watered with intention, can turn an ordinary day into a meaningful one. Today, I'll share 5 affirmations inspired by his wisdom. 5 thoughts you can say to yourself each morning to begin your day with clarity, compassion, and purpose. This is not empty motivation. It's about starting your day as a sage would, mindfully, calmly, and with direction. I don't carry what has already passed. Today I choose to act with integrity. When we wake up, we often feel the invisible weight of yesterday, an unresolved conversation, a poor decision, a mistake we regret. Even if the body has rested, the mind remains tangled in what no longer exists. Confucius reminds us that the wise are not defined by their stumbles, but by their ability to correct themselves. In his words, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. The key is letting go, not through avoidance, but with awareness that the present is all we can truly shape. Did you fail yesterday? Reflect, learn, and release it. Were you unfair? Apologize if you can, and act today with more clarity. Each new day isn't a repetition of the last, but an invitation to renew your conduct. Integrity isn't perfection. It is intention. It's choosing what's right, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. When you begin your day without carrying what's behind you, you free yourself from the dead weight of the past. You walk lighter, clearer. And that simple act, that silent decision at dawn, can make all the difference. Because one who acts with integrity transforms their day, and one who transforms their day begins to transform their life. I cultivate serenity, for in calmness wisdom blooms. We live in a world that rewards speed, quick reactions, and constant noise. But Confucius said, "The wise remain silent until the right moment to speak arrives." In that pause, wisdom lives. In calmness, the muddy waters of judgment begin to clear. That's why telling ourselves we cultivate serenity each morning isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. We can't always control what happens around us, but we can choose how we respond. Serenity is not weakness or passivity. It's an inner strength that lets us observe before acting, breathe before speaking, think before judging. Imagine a day where everything seems to go wrong. You're late, someone speaks harshly to you, you make a serious mistake. Your natural impulse might be to snap or grow anxious. But if you've cultivated serenity within, there's a space that remains untouched, a firm center from which you can choose your better self. Confucius taught that true learning begins when one calms the mind, because only in inner stillness can we distinguish what matters from what doesn't, what is true from what is impulsive. So each morning, when you choose to cultivate serenity, you're training your mind to see clearly, to act with purpose, and to live with a wisdom that doesn't react, but understands. Today I will treat others the way I would like to be remembered. Every day we interact with people, some close, others strangers. Sometimes we think our gestures are small, that they leave no trace. But Confucius said, "Virtue does not dwell in appearances, but in daily actions." And in those actions, no matter how small, we reveal who we truly are. Treating others the way we want to be remembered is more than a golden rule. It's a guide for moral coherence. How do you want to be remembered? As someone just, compassionate, honest? Then that must be the way you act, even when no one is watching, even when the other person might not fully deserve it. Think about routine moments. greeting the doorman, showing patience to someone who makes a mistake, the tone you use with your family. These details are your daily legacy. It's not about pleasing everyone. It's about building a presence that uplifts, that leaves peace instead of pressure, understanding instead of judgment. Confucius taught that respect and courtesy were not formalities, but visible expressions of inner harmony. When we practice that harmony, we silently influence the world around us. So today, before you act or speak, ask yourself, if this were the last time this person saw me, how would I want to be remembered? That question, carried with you, can turn every encounter into an opportunity to sow virtue. Each new dawn is an opportunity to act with virtue. Confucius saw each day as a new chance to correct, to grow, to act with intention. In his philosophy, being virtuous isn't about when life is easy, but especially when we face the ordinary. He said, "The superior man is modest in speech but exceeds in action." And such action isn't grand or flashy. It's steady, consistent, and quiet. When we wake up, we can see the day as a burden, a routine to repeat, or we can see it for what it truly is, a clean slate, a chance to choose well, to speak kindly, to serve without expecting. It doesn't require something extraordinary. It's enough to be honest in one decision, patient in a stressful moment, generous with your time. For Confucius, virtue wasn't reserved for heroes. It was a daily path, available to anyone who chooses to act from a place of goodness. That's why saying to yourself each morning that this day is an opportunity to act with virtue is taking ownership of your life. Not to be perfect, but to be better than yesterday. Because when you live from virtue, your actions have roots and direction. You're not swept away by the chaos of the world. You're guided by your inner compass. And this simple reminder at dawn, makes you the architect of a more meaningful, just, and humane day. Nothing lasts forever, so today I will walk with awareness and gratitude. Confucius deeply understood the changing nature of life. Nothing is permanent, not pain, not joy, not the people around us. That's why he taught us to live with full awareness, as if each moment were unique. He said, "Time flows like this river, never stopping day or night." And in that constant flow, wisdom lies not in clinging or resisting, but in learning to be present. To walk with awareness means to be here, now, not anticipating what's missing, not replaying what's gone. It means savoring a cup of coffee without checking your phone, truly listening when someone speaks, looking at the sky as if for the first time. These small acts return depth to the everyday, and from that awareness, gratitude is born. Not for grand achievements, but for the simple things, for being able to breathe, to love someone, to be alive one more day. Gratitude doesn't demand conditions. It simply asks us to awaken the eyes of the soul and recognize the value of the present moment. Saying to yourself each morning that everything is temporary is not a sad thought. It's a call to awareness. Because when you know nothing lasts forever, you learn to care more deeply for what you have today. And that care, that grateful presence, transforms not only your day, but the way you inhabit the world. 5 phrases, 5 intentions, 5 ways to begin the day from wisdom, not from inertia. You don't need to memorize great texts or change your life overnight. All it takes is to pause each morning, take a deep breath, and remember what truly matters. Let go of the past. Cultivate calm. Treat others with intention. Choose virtue. Live with awareness and gratitude. These aren't tasks to complete. They are paths to walk. And each day is a new opportunity to walk a little further, a little clearer, a little truer. Confucius didn't speak from theory, but from practice. from the experience of someone who knew the soul also needs rhythm, order, and direction. That's why, if you begin each day speaking to yourself with clarity and purpose, you'll start to see the world differently. And more than that, you'll start to live in it differently. Let these phrases not remain as words. Let them become actions. Because when what you repeat inside aligns with what you express outside, your whole life becomes a form of wisdom. If this content inspires you, subscribe to the channel. Each week we share reflections aimed at the same goal you seek, to live with more meaning, more calm, and more truth.